Thank you, Sawako. It's an honor to be presenting alongside Abrams, Candlewick, and Levine Carito today, knowing we're all committed to taking action within our companies to amplify Black voices. I'm Andy. I'm the new marketing director at Chronicle Books, and I'm joined by Associate Marketing Manager of School and Library, Caitlin Spots, and we both vow to take that action at Chronicle. If you're not already, please make sure to follow us on Twitter and Instagram. We're currently sharing diverse book lists and helpful resources for both parents and educators.
Yeah, and everyone also please make sure to check out that we've included a link here to all of our available digital educational resources. If you'd like to sign up for our newsletter or enter to win ARCs of a few titles that we're going to talk about today, please follow that link and enter all your info there. And always feel free to reach out to Andy and I individually as well. We love hearing from you guys.
All right. We are going to start with a new series for our youngest of readers. This astrology-focused board book series features one book for every zodiac sign, offering an accessible, sweet introduction to a baby's first horoscope. From Aries to Pisces, these irresistible books lovingly portray the characteristics of each sign, along with predictions of how your young ones will each see the world a little differently.
How fun. I love learning about the traits of each zodiac sign. I'm going to have to check out the Scorpio one.
They're very, very trendy right now, yes. And these books have such thoughtful touches, truly. Each zodiac baby has their own unique design, and the art within each book incorporates symbols and colors that are associated with that sign. And each one, the rhyming text is a wonderful read aloud quality, and the small chunky pages are extra sturdy, so great for multiple circulations at the library. So make sure you order the whole series.
All right, next we have the newest in our Goodnight construction site series by Sherry Dusky-Rinker and illustrated by A.G. Ford. This construction site mission demolition. It comes out in September and features the same beloved trucks and construction site from the original book, Goodnight construction site. But in this new book, the trucks aren't just building something, they're demolishing it. So here you can see kaboom. So this one's full of the delight and drama of taking something apart. It's also filled with play, rhyming, and text and vibrant illustrations to inspire cleanup. There's lots of that demolition payoff here, but it's also about other real elements of demolition. The sorting of materials for recycling and reuse, and the clearing away and cleaning up so that tomorrow is ready for making something new. Ultimately, it teaches teamwork, perseverance, and how to overcome obstacles, and of course, have fun.
I love the recycling aspect of this book, Caitlin. It's a really nice touch to the series.
Yeah, me too. And I think the kids will love the thrill of having the destruction in the book, but also followed up by the satisfaction of the tidying up afterward.
I think parents will be a big fan of that second part also, especially during quarantine.
Agreed. So one of the greatest strengths of the Goodnight construction site series is that it appeals strongly to both kids and parents, in the fun of construction and in the promise of their kids maybe falling asleep. But ultimately, this picture book is about working together, breaking things down, and cleaning it all up at the end of the day. This book will crush it at bedtime and leave readers of all ages ready for a good rest and a bright new day. You can add it to the shelf with books like Where Do Diggers Sleep at Night and The Goodnight Train by June Sobel.
Lovable, best-selling Tiny T-Rex from Tiny T-Rex and the Impossible Hug and Tiny T-Rex in the Very Dark Dark. And now he is back, and this time in an original board book adventure. Valentine's Day is coming, which means showing the ones you love how much they mean to you. So Tiny has decided to make the perfect Valentine for his best friend, Pointy. But as Tiny discovers, making a Valentine isn't easy. In a perfectly sweet resolution, Pointy points out that Tiny is already the perfect Valentine. Something that I love about this series is how each book features Tiny overcoming a common childhood challenge with a can-do attitude and friendship, and also these very sweet illustrations.
It's so adorable. It's perfect for Valentine's Day. Are there any other tiny T-Rex books planned in the
There
future?
are. Thank you for asking. So there is another holiday featured title coming up, and you're going to find out just how cute Tiny can be at Halloween.
All right, so next is The Bear and the Moon by poet and teacher Matthew Burgess, and it's probably one of my favorites this upcoming season. This is going to seem like a quiet book to you at first, but it's so much bigger than that. Matthew tackles teaching about loss and forgiveness in such a poetic and subtle way, even adults will be able to learn something new from it as they read aloud. The words throughout this book are just beautiful, and they're just as beautiful and transcendent as the art paired with it. It's all illustrated by Katia Chen, who you might recognize from her artwork in ALA Schneider Family Book Award winner, A Boy and a Jaguar.
Kayla and I love Katia Chan's illustrations, and this is such a stunning set of illustrations that you're showing us right now. And I love the contrast between like the dark black and the bright red. It's gorgeous.
Mm-hmm. And I feel like it really kind of truly captures all the different emotions that the kid's going through with her illustrations. But exactly, they're the perfect complement to this quiet and poetic text that pays amazing tribute to the depth and breadth of feeling in even the smallest children. Matthew was inspired to write this from his own experiences with kids in the way that they experience guilt and the way they understand how to forgive themselves. In the beginning of the book, the sky sends Bear a weightless gift, red as a berry, round as the moon, all on a long silver string. They become instant friends, but just as quickly as he gains his friend, he loses it. But it's okay. In the end, the bear and the reader learns that we can all take a lesson in how to be gentle to ourselves and to others, and how to let things go, and how to keep in our hearts everything we have loved. So here, it's all okay. The balloon pops, but he's fine. This is a knockout of a book, so please take a close look. The way this honors the profound in every human, no matter how small, is going to move people of any age.
All right. To say I am excited for this next one is probably an understatement. So we have a new picture book written and illustrated by Sophie Blackall. So her actual first picture book was with Chronicle Books, Ruby's Wish. And as you know, she's the the illustrator of the Ivy and Bean series. So we're kind of thinking of this as a homecoming for Sophie. And this is something she's been working on since 2013. So it's been kind of just a love project. The title was inspired by the thousands of children and families that Sophie's met traveling the world in support of UNICEF and Save the Children. So all of the people that are depicted in the book, Sophie has seen herself, either personally or is someone who we're all familiar with. So, for example, you'll see Ruth Bader Ginsburg in there. If You Come to Earth is a guide to our home planet by our young narrator, Quinn. And you'll see the warmth and humor of Sophie's beautiful voice. Dear visitor from outer space, if you come to Earth, here's what you need to know. We all live in kinds of homes, in all kinds of families. There are more than 7 billion people on Earth. We all have bodies, but every body is different, except for my friends who are identical twins and look the same, except for Mustafa's mole. It's truly a compendium meets storybook. The book is visually comprehensive, but it also works as an engaging narrative about a single, curious, and imaginative child.
I mean, as a huge Sophie Blackall fan, I was so pumped to see this as one of the list of books that you were going to present today. So thank you. I feel very lucky to be able to see this firsthand.
I love the art. Every spread, I'm like, oh, this one, that one. Like every time I look at it, I find something different that I didn't see the last time I read it. It's perfect for classrooms and libraries. It serves as a great springboard for so many different conversations and activities. And as I said, she's been working on it for years to get it just right. And I think she's just done a really beautiful job. And the book itself is really a call for action to take care of not only the earth, but to take care of one another as well. So If You Come to Earth by Sophie Blackall.
Okay, so quick show of hands. Who here has gotten gum stuck in their hair before?
Okay. Oh my God.
Just feeling really stuck. Gum, like, I think that this is like, yeah, this book really relates, just feeling like a general idea, like feeling of feeling stuck, like right now, especially for kids too. Like, I mean, being stuck at home and stuck on a math problem or stuck doing chores. I feel like this book would just like appeal to so many kids who are just feeling like life's not working out, but it's going to be okay.
It is. Yeah, I feel like this book is a great metaphor for that right now, with just getting caught in a literal sticky situation here. The protagonist, as you can see, so yeah, I can see all the hands of everyone listening right now, but I feel like it's safe to say it's been a universal problem. We've all been there. We're all kind of feeling that way right now. So with this kid, that gum got in your hair. Now it's time to get it out. Your mom tries to cut around it. A website recommends butter. Your aunt suggests grass. Your grandpa says noodles and bacon. Nothing's working. Quickly things become ridiculous. Each new idea just sticks on top of the gum, and now you have a huge stack of things in your hair. So pretty soon you're at your breaking point and you just yell, stop, get out, please. And it's that little please, the last thing you'd expect to work, but maybe the most obvious. It's the magic word. And as only Adam Rex would care to point out, the gum is offended and it walks off saying, rude. So yeah, this book, Dakota, kind of reveals that the gum is only the beginning of the problems, because you better get to school because now it's picture day as well.
Oh my God, as if picture day isn't like bad enough. I feel him.
Imagine having that on your parents' wall right now. So fortunately, Adam Rex really knows how to take a kid's worst day and turn it into something hilarious. You might recognize him as a best-selling author, illustrator of Tuesday, Nothing Rhymes with Orange, and Frankenstein Makes a Sandwich. This new book is about one protagonist's hilarious misadventures and the improbable, downright bizarre remedies for a problem kids have faced since the creation of gum. With each page turn, the situation, relatable to any family, grows stickier and more desperate. This book is perfect for people that have loved The Legend of Rock, Paper, Scissors, a book with no pictures, Good Night Already. It's a laugh out loud book about buildup of stuff stuck in hair. And the text's unexpected turns, fun rhyme, and wacky suggestions make it prime for constant giggles and repeat reading. And that's on the account of the gum. And so next, we have another really fun one, Astronauts Mission 2. As readers of Mission 1 will remember, the 4 hybrid animals and astronauts were created to find a planet for humans to move to after we've made Earth unlivable. The plant planet didn't work out, so now they're on to the water planet.
I wouldn't mind escaping to another planet these days. I appreciate this title.
Same. But unfortunately, even this new planet is a little questionable. They're shocked when the clams who live there are big Earth fans. In fact, the clams are downright eager to swap planets. All Astro Wolf has to do is sign the FBI, which stands for Federated Bureau of Intergalaxies, swap agreement. The clams show off their planet, telling the astronauts that everything is perfect. There's no need to run any of the usual tests for human compatibility.
Definitely seems very suspicious.
Well, of course, there's a reason it sounds too good to be true. That night, Susan B. Clampany shows up at the team's rocket, insisting there's more to the planet than meets the eye. What she shows them is distressing. The planet is in shambles. Laser Shark knew there was something suspicious about this place, but the clams have promised Astrowolf something super special if he signs the swap agreement. His very own Mount Alpha Wolfmore, like Rushmore, which just features himself 4 different times. So it's a laugh out loud, visually groundbreaking book. It's the second book in this major new series by someone you might have heard of named John Cheska. He's a legend, always delivers hilarious books. It also features full color illustrations throughout by Steven Weinberg.
Okay, can I just say I love the name Susan B. Clampany? And also, did you mention that John and Steven are related?
I did. That's a little known secret here. John is Stephen's father-in-law. So they've actually been living and quarantining together these past few months and getting a lot of work done on book 3. So that's maybe the only good news to come out of all of this. Unlike a lot of other author-illustrator duos, they really work closely together and collaborate, putting together the text and illustrations together. The illustrations are just truly out of this world. This is one of my favorites. It's just a huge spread that opens up in the middle of the book, so it's stunning. And they also include how to draw pages in the back of the book, and eager and reluctant readers alike will be over the moon about this new mission, especially those who have a craving for more graphic novels.
There's also a lot of wonderful commentary on climate change throughout the book, so I'll have to share that with our nature lovers and supporters.
Yes. While the book is silly and hilarious, at its core, it does offer some extremely thoughtful commentary on the reality of climate change and what happens if we don't start listening and acting now. It's an action-packed book. It really has it all, and it's perfect for reluctant readers that are ready to blast past Dogman. We can't wait for it to come out in August. And now on to another favorite, Ben B.
Right. So another middle grade novel by K.A. Holt, who is a house favorite for middle grade verse novels. And this has that and more. So Ben B. Failed the Florida State Language Arts test, and now he's stuck in summer school in a remedial class. Luckily, Ben Y., Javier, and Jordan J. are there with him. The 4 kids don't know each other in real life, but they do know each other online. All 4 kids are big players of a game called Sandbox. That's a Minecraft-like game, and they're all really good at it. Right away, their summer school teacher, Ms. J, realizes that this game isn't easy or silly. In fact, the way they play Sandbox proves the kids are really, truly very smart. School may not be for them, but their brains are unique and on fire. She calls them divergent thinkers.
I really like that. I like that there isn't one definition of intelligence here.
Exactly. This title really highlights neurodiversity and the way that people learn differently. And Ms. J and K.A. Holt really, really get that. So Ben B proposes a deal. For every 10 minutes they spend reading out loud, which they all hate to do, they get 10 minutes of playing Sandbox in class. And just like that, a bond is formed. The kids trust Miss J with their deepest truths, and Miss J, playing the game and chatting and building alongside them, come to love them all as dreamers, believers, thinkers, and individuals. Until one day, Ms. J isn't there, and then she isn't there the next day or the next. And it's up to the kids to convince the administration that they need her, that before Ms. J's unorthodox teaching methods, they never finished a book. Before Ms. J, they hated school, but without her, they thought they were dumb. But can they do it? So each chapter is told with a different writing style reflecting that student's learning style. So one is told completely through drawings. Another is told in free verse. Another is told kind of like in a free flow thinking style. And it's making for a distinct, engaging cast of characters. This heartwarming, laugh out loud novel is honest, heartfelt book about friendship, school, and video games that celebrates different types of intelligence, encourages even the most reluctant reader to embrace their own divergent self. So we have 4 books signed up in this series, which will be from each character's point of view, and Ben Y is coming out in the fall. And our final title on the list is a warm, accessible, and deeply engrossing adventure that will win the hearts of fantasy readers. Think Frozen meets Game of Thrones, but for the middle grade audience. So all is not well in the wintry world where Mila lives with her sisters, Pippa and Sana, and her brother Oscar. She loves her home, her forest, and her sled dogs. But ever since her father left mysteriously 5 years ago, winter has remained, with never a spring in sight. And now a strange, scary man, flanked by young boys, has appeared seeking shelter. By the next morning, they've gone, and they've taken Oscar with them. Mila is determined to bring Oscar back, even though it means going north, crossing frozen wildlands to find a way past an eternal winter. She can't imagine everything she'll encounter: untrustworthy mages, harrowing chases, magical waterfalls, but she'll stop at nothing to rescue her brother and set her world back to normal. And if she gets her way, he's not the only one she'll rescue. Inspired by European folklore, this is a classic adventure story in the vein of Philip Pullman, Anne Ursu, and Kelly Barnhill that evokes the best of the middle grade fantasy genre. So this was originally published in the UK, and we're just really excited to be bringing it to the US audience. Digital ARCs are available right now on Edelweiss and NetGalley, so please check it out and let us know what you think about it. And as we said in the beginning, thank you for joining us. Please sign up for our e-newsletter, any of our resources online, and we'd love to hear from you. And on that note, I'll pass the mic to my colleague at Levine Credo, Antonio.